Alright, so, as I said in the last video, we'll be starting this episode out on Outset. There's actually something we need to do now. Something that I mentioned slightly in some previous episodes. Oh no, that's not really correct grammar, but I mentioned a little bit. I don't know. Anyway. So what we want to do is come back to Orca here. Well, I always want to call Okra. And cutscene. I didn't remember this happening. Oh well. Ah, Donna, you are alright. Why did you not tell me about Aryll? That was thoughtless of you. This island has seen hard times ever since you departed. I do not know what you have been doing on your journey, but you seem a little more daring these days. The look in your eye is not the one you left here with. Very good. Let me show me just how much you've improved your sword skills. Okay, this is a little mini game, but you can play with him sometimes. I'm just going to show it off here real quick. I'm not going to go for any kind of a good score. If I must say so, your skills with the sword are still at the level of a page. Very good. Try to hit me 100 times or more before I hit you 3 times. I'm not going to go for 100 times. Basically, I'm not going to do it right here. I'll do it in some other video. I'm just going to let him defeat me now. It gets really difficult, you know, 3 hits and you're out. There's no way to get those 3 hits back once you lost one. So, the hardest one to do is, I think it's 500 he wants you to do. And it takes some major patience. Anyway, you show him these. Oh, why? That is a knight's crest. How many of those do you have? Huh? Then I suppose the time has come for me to speak to you about the crests. The knight's crest. It is the symbol of a courageous knight, even though it's more of a belt than a crest. Well, it is a belt and not a crest. Crests are usually on helmets or shoulder pads or things. Nintendo localization team did that, I guess. It probably was knight's belt in the Japanese, but I don't know. Anyway, but not just anyone can gather them. No, it takes a soul who possesses not only power, but wisdom and courage as well. Reference to the Triforce. Any courageous soul who gathers 10 of these crests can learn a powerful new sword technique. Both my brother and I dreamt of learning this technique in our youth. We worked so hard to collect these crests, but it took many long years and adventures beyond count before we even approached finding 10 of them, and we both grew old. It appears you have enough might to learn this technique now. Perhaps, just perhaps, you can master it. Very good, Adonai. Heed my words. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of disappointing. This is the only sword technique, quote unquote, that you can learn. Charge up power in your blade by holding down the B button, and then you release it, and you spin around a lot. You usually get dizzy after this. It didn't show it there. I'll show it as soon as we go outside. It's called the Hurricane Spin. It uses up magic. Oh, amazing, Adora, you did it! You have mastered the Hurricane Spin. At last you have made our long-held dream come true. Oh, the joyful tears, they won't stop. I thought my tears had dried up long ago. There's nothing left for me to teach you, see? I am certain now that you will save your sister Aryll and bring her home to Outset. Yes, because we can spin around in circles with our sword. We are the best now. So, as I'll show off right here. If you use it up, he gets dizzy, as one might expect from spinning around that much. However, if you hit a tree or something like that, he'll stop. If you fall in the water, you know, stuff like that. If you do something to that effect, you'll be able to stop without being dizzy. Usually, you might as well, because most of the time it takes just as long for him to, you know, get back up from being all like, oh, I hit something, as it would for him to stop being dizzy. It's not like you're dizzy for that long anyway. But anyway, what's this wrong thing? Crap. That is slightly helpful sometimes though. You saw I accidentally let go of the stick. If you ever mess up and you don't want to just sit there and wait through all of it, you can fix it. Okay, so let's go to Windfall real quick. And there's a couple of things. I might cut it out here. I don't actually remember what I was about to do. Okay, actually, I just remembered what I was going to do. We're going to go after all of the fairy fountains that we can currently obtain. Why? Because it's just a darn good idea. Actually, it really is never a bad idea to go after a fairy fountain, but you can go after them. This one up ahead, we actually could have gotten earlier, but as you'll see in a minute, we really haven't yet had a need of it. But we might as well. We've got some time. I actually don't have... I'm at that point in the video where I don't have time to go do the progression... progression of the story thing. I pretty much just have enough time to get there. And nowhere near enough time to actually do anything there. But, this island is Northern Fairy Island. As soon as I get done, I'll go do the fish thing and map it out. There's no need to do that yet. Alright, so. We can go in this one, no problem. Young Waker of the Winds, allow me to aid you in your quest. Now, as I said, we could have come here earlier in the game, but not very much earlier. And at no point in which it was, you know, actually not out of the way. But with that, we have the biggest bomb bag. We can now hold up to 5,000 rupees. As I said, we could have come here slightly earlier. Not a whole lot, because the story progression actually requires you to go to other places first. And by the time we were allowed to sail the seas freely, we had the bombs. So, at that point, we were already at Windfall Island, and already had the first increase of rupees. And as you can tell, if you just look in the corner, we haven't ever, since getting that pouch, we still haven't, we're only halfway to filling up the rupee pouch. But since we have some extra time, we might as well do it now. And I will meet you guys at the next location after I get this fish. Alright, be right back. Alright, so the next fairy fountain that we can actually get to, unless I'm completely missing one, this is the last one we can actually currently get. It is the fairy fountain just southwest, exactly 1 square southwest of Dragonrest. And it's actually, when you're sailing, it's very easy to tell what island is a fairy fountain. They're all very tiny, and they all look like that. I actually forgot something on the last island. I'll have to go back and get. I'll do it off cam. It's just the blue chew jelly. There's a blue chew on every one of these islands, but they only come out at night. I think. Maybe they come out at day. It's possible I just completely went past it on that last island. But anyway. Traveling not directly with the wind is actually slightly slower, but often I just don't feel like playing the song. Yeah, that's on the other side. Forget that. When you're only at a 45-degree angle, it's still pretty awful. I expect that much from a 90-degree, but good grief. Anyway. Alright, so let's pull out the grappling hook, see if they're here. Yeah, if it's here during the day. Yep, I just completely didn't even look for it at the other island. Oh, come on. Get up. Alright. So, that makes 2 of those, I do believe. Then if we count the other one that we just completely forgot to do, that should be 3. Also, here's a Korok with one of those saplings. They flew off to plant. Anyway. Continuing on in here, we have another. I'll just skip the text because they all say the same thing. Young wake of the winds, allow me to aid you in your quest, blah blah blah. Literally, that's all they say. I've got it memorized just so little. And with that one, we gain the bombs. We can now carry a maximum of 99. It's a whole lot of bang. I'd say it's a whole lot of bang for your buck, but that's just corny. Anyway, I will meet you guys back after I have mapped this island and gotten that one blue chew that we missed. Be right back. Alright, just to have it on camera, show getting this, and also getting anyway. With that, we're actually going to head off towards our next destination and then end this video. Before we quite do that, we need to equip these just to have them ready, and then head west. That big old spire up on the horizon is our next destination. Hopefully you know what it is by now. But just in case you don't, we're headed toward... I forgot the name for a second there. The Forsaken Fortress. Why are we headed here again? Well, because we have the Sword of Evil's Bane, the Master Sword, so we should be able to really take down this fortress and the evil villain who runs it. Yeah, having the blade that is fabled to destroy evil. We should be able to destroy evil pretty easily, right? Besides, it's been far too long and we still have to save Aryll. This is a... holy poo, those are exploding barrels. Stay away from those. That's a watchtower. And they're guarded by... well, they're manned by bokoblins. Actually, they're actually manned by a type of bokoblin we have not yet seen. It's turning day. I think it's about to become night again as soon as we get close enough to the Forsaken Fortress. We gotta sail around until we find the entrance. As you can just might... yep. Well, that was a short day. Well, as you might assume, we want to avoid these spotlights. We want to sail. Holy bro. Those cannons are going to fire at you no matter what. Pull out your cannon. Fire at the wall. Sail right on through. Hopefully you won't get shot. Anyway, with that, we have returned to the Forsaken Fortress to save our sister Aryll. Ganon has lately been made aware of our little incursion already. But you have the Master Sword. That sword shall shine in the darkness, casting back evil. With it in your hands, none can keep you from rescuing your sister. Be not afraid. Alright, so, with that, we've made very little progress in this video as far as the story goes, but we got quite a lot done. I think we're just about out of time, so Forsaken Fortress Part 2 will continue, or will happen next episode. So I will see you guys then.